thing I've noticed is Woodman will take this point back and then send its forces away, and they never seem to really get Miller out of the hex. They keep on coming back and just slowly getting that bar to tick back in their favor. I don't know if they're just trying to hold them here or...
The Cap Southern Labs, it's interesting. Isolated courtyard is going to be tricky to hold. 2 minutes to go. Woodman is going to have a tough job because there's not actually that many of them here. It's like a little over one squad. Broken Vale Garrison is being attacked because of the link to Nason's Defiance. Now, this Miller force is defending the capture point of Broken Vale, but at the same time, they're losing the Akan Southern Lab. So if nothing comes to the Akan Southern, theoretically, oh wait, they're leaving. Yeah, so they're heavily outnumbered now. I don't think Miller realizes how underpopped this base defense is. All of the Woodman forces have recalled, and it looks like they're helping out on the Broken Vale save. Oh, that's a lot of numbers coming across the bridge. In terms of NC numbers from Miller, this isn't the biggest number. No, this is very, very few guys. So long as Miller saves the Akan base, it doesn't matter. Which, if that's a huge number of forces that are defending Akan Southern, which could be better deployed at Broken Vale Garrison. Admittedly, it's tricky to get to the capture point, but it's kind of an overcommittal. Bulldog from the Galaxy trying to make a use, but getting flagged out. Just so many Woodman forces. Now, this is probably an overcommittal of Woodman's numbers. Gorney Dam actually is being slowly taken as well, so we'll go out and have a look at that. But I have to say, yeah, so Woodman's just taking this and save this base.
There seem to be a lot of things that are ticking in, or at least were ticking in, Woodman's favor. They seem to do a pretty big offensive and resecure at the same time. Everything I see is moving red or being pulled back from red.
So it looks like Miller has saved Gorney Dam, but wow, that is a fresh reinforcements coming in for Woodman. Big push coming in from the east, coming up the small stairs in Tetris building. It's a perfect choke point for the NC to try and make a stop, but that's a lot of maxes incoming. Let's see if I can't spot it out. KOTV perhaps? I see at least one guy with KOTV, so perhaps they're coming in. Oh, look at this, and another kind of push from big stairs, small stairs. Some reinforcements running in from the spawn room for Miller, but it's too little too late, I think. Woodman's taking the capture point back. It's going to be about 2 minutes 40 for the base to go through. It was enough Miller here at all. Yeah, they're 50-50 numbers. Where is the Woodman force? Sorry, the Miller force. Even some good use of lightnings to the north by oh, I take that back. Lightning on lightning drill.
You're at Akan Data Hub, correct?
No, I'm at the dam.
Okay, Data Hub is about to cap to Woodman, even though Miller outpops it. I got 10 seconds to get to that point. I think they just resecured. I was not up there.
No, it's a resecure cap, not an attacking hack.
And then there is also a I'm sorry, there was an even pop battle at Hunter's Blind, but that just got massively overpopped by the NC. But that will be an interesting thing to see if Woodman tries to come in and defend Hunter's Blind, which a lot of people find that base very difficult when you're attacking with entrenched defenders.
Right now, Miller has responded to Gurney Dam. They brought their lightning force and they've burned their air force. And the main goal of the lightning and the air force was to A, pick off all spawn centers, which has now been done because we no longer see these spawn vehicles for Woodman. And B, they've pushed themselves into banana. Well, they're picking them off. Although I gotta say, it's a lot of Woodman on the inside. Miller needs to make an attack. You need to make it in the next 70 seconds. Looks like the push is going to come from Banana. I don't know if this Air Force is going to make any difference. And I don't even think there's enough maxes or infantry here. This is slow work by Miller. We need a lot more people. A lot more people, otherwise they're going to lose this base after all this effort now. Set them on small stairs. They've got the ground floor. Okay, so Miller's got themselves the ground floor. They've got themselves the banana. Looks like they're going to make a two-pronged attack. They've got 35 seconds. It's still enough time, but they need to go now. They really do need to push to make that effort. In come the grenades. Trying to see for the max. On the small stairs. Looks like the small forces. Alright, so they're pushing from big stairs. They're pushing in now finally from the maxes, crossing on the banana building onto the capture point. This capture point still in the hole. 17 seconds to go. There we go. Miller comes in hard and takes out the Woodman force.
Miller still holds the point at Hunter's Blind with 50 seconds, and also with 50 seconds for Fingers, they hold the point, and looks like they're finally trying to push that southern area.
Wow, so a double push. So it's basically, where do you want to defend?
And the Woodman TR are just getting absolutely creamed at these choke points leading to A on Hunter's Blind.
Camera's too fast, sorry about that guys. A bit of whiplash. It's a lot of maxes and infantry, but they are slowly, 27 seconds. Oh, the point's been flipped already, must have been an infiltrator. Does not look like there's that many people. Oh no, they're on the lower side. This Miller force doesn't realise what's coming around behind them. It's like look who's coming to town to play today. It's all the maxes from the TR.
They're pushing us around out there.
And then they're pushing into the capture building, which is this one here. That's a save for Miller. Sorry, for Woodman. But for
However,
Four Fingers,
it's 2 seconds and there is nothing in sight.
So Woodman was able to respond only once, or only in kind, and Four Fingers moves to Miller. Wow, that's impressive.
It seems like Miller is learning from what Woodman was doing to them for the beginning of this match. Is
attacking multiple points.
Yep.
And now the Miller forces at Four Fingers are just basically cleaning up the last of the resistance. It means they can now apply pressure to calm Global Telegraph if they like. Goni Dam has been saved. Nascent Defiance. There's some TR there, but they can wait. They've got time. Akan Southern Labs again is under attack. 90 seconds to go. And in the north, Hade Skydock is 50-50. That's been saved. So the attack, the fighting's moved slowly from the north to the middle to the south. I'm going to fly over to Akan Southern and see what's going on in this courtyard. So Woodman's got themselves set up double Sunderers inside the garage. Plenty of spawn beacons. They've got the courtyard isolated. Miller is trying to drop down and go on the capture point, so it's kind of like a circle jerk of we got the cap point, you got the cap point, we got the cap point, you got the cap point. But this is brutal. The high balcony being held by Woodman. They're just picking off the Miller forces. But the point is, Miller is on the point. They're not on the point. Woodman's on the point now. Like, just look at the minimap, guys. Decide for yourself. It's back and forth. It's very brutal. Just reinforcements constant streaming in for Miller. It's 48 to 51 percentage on the point. Lots of smoke, I think, being fired by both factions, although maybe Woodman would be the main suspect. Point, the thing is, the capture point, this one little guy here, if you can hold on to that capture point, keep it flipped, he's safe from all the balcony. Let's see who is possibly taking part. Dig T, I think. Dig T and... hard to say. Cons. Dig T and Cons, it looks like. Capture point is continuing to flip back and forth. You have to say from the minimap, because on TR I can see more of the TR forces. But it does look like it's one balcony side being held by Woodman, one balcony held by Miller, although it looks like Woodman's got the higher firepower, although Miller's got the capture point. Or had the capture point. Yes, well, this is brutal. The thing is, if I was Miller, I'd be wondering, where are they spawning from? Why can't they kill off their spawns? Actually, take that back, they have killed off their spawns. Now, if we have a look at the minimap, I think that's it. Reinforcements for the Woodman has dried up. They didn't have enough people defending their own Sunder, or didn't have a fresh steady resupply, and now Miller's beginning to push them back. They've got themselves the capture point fairly safe, and you can see that the amount of firepower coming off the balconies is drying off, and Miller's beginning to push back. Hade Skydock is ticking in favour of NC. Kessel's Antiquated Crossing is trying to be taken by Woodman. Just go see how successful they're actually being, however. No, they've got... It's a couple of stragglers. The thing is, Miller will turn up and they'll send like 1 or 2 squads and destroy this.
Miller did exactly what you said, and they decided to go try and get Hunters blind again. It's been 90 seconds till that point flips. They have people back on point again. They have some air helping them with Bulldogs this time now.
It's also attacking construction site Lambda, and they're also attacking construction Hurricane secure storage. Well, this is interesting. Right, I think we'll go to Hunter's blind, although I've got the feeling that when Miller responds... Can you have a look at Kessel's antiquated crossing, please, right at the very north, and just tell me what happens?
Yep.
Right, so we're at Hunter's blind. 45 seconds to go. Capture point being religiously defended by Miller. Oh, that's a lot of Miller. Look at the mini-map there from Miller. Holding the main kind of upper choke point way, and they're also holding the kind of the central courtyard area down to the east-northeast section of the capture point. Miller forces still holding the choke point. 20 seconds to go. Woodman's trying to make a push along the top like he's done before. There's no maxes this time. It's all infantry. If we look at territory population for a brief second, Woodman has overpop. They have 55%, but in 8 seconds to go. Oh, good mosquito rocket pods are back. Actually, those are coyotes, not rocket pods. Make some splash on the Miller on the roof, but they've got the capture point and they've got the base.
Has the facility. A costly failure.
And it doesn't seem like Miller has yet spawned into Kessel's Antiquated. They have 43 seconds, and there's just a handful of them trying to push this point.
Maybe they got too many of their forces in the south and they can't easily respawn. But then again, a Galaxy recall on 2-minute marker would work as well. Yep, got at least 1-2 squads, got some Sunders. Okay, so we have some vehicles for Miller. Oh, 20 seconds in it going. I'm surprised Miller isn't responding this at all, considering how few numbers of Woodman was actually here. All that effort in taking the southern base. Yeah, they're here now on the 10-second marker. That capture point. Oh, this is going to be close. Here they come. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. They're running to the point. They're not going to make it. Miller's. Oh, they're not going to make it. Woodman takes Kessel's. Oh, that was like 5 more seconds and they would have got it. Look at this force of Miller coming in, crushing the point, taking over. It's too late. You've lost the base. Now the hard spawn has gone over to Woodman. Oh, that was I wonder if that was more Woodman's luck than Miller's stupidity, or not stupidity, or lack.
It's the second or third time I've seen Miller be too late to get back to the cap point. That's the second or third time I've seen it. Yeah. It's, the platoon leaders have to know how long it takes to get from the spawn room out of there. You can't just be dawdling around. You have to basically say, hey guys, we've got to go.
So the Air Force from Miller's turned up. They've got a Galaxy. They have no Sunders, and we'll stay here just for a little bit longer, but I think Woodman forces are going to clean up this Miller force. There's no way that this Miller force can hold for 3 minutes under sustained pressure from Woodman. It's just too easy for Woodman to reinforce. Oh, and here we go. Big reinforcement spawning of Maxes and infantry coming in from Woodman from their deployed Sundra, and they're just looking to clean up the capture point. Miller doesn't. Maybe Miller knows what's coming in, but this is a big Max Payne train. Miller doing their best to hold back. I mean, they are using their Maxes effectively. But the problem is now they're being countered on a point that's not a snarl choke point doorway. Although they are, I gotta say, this is a good stalwart defense from Miller. I mean, they are basically picking off the Maxes as they come in. There's only a couple of stragglers. This is some really good wall cover here, and there's good shields, and the Maxes have been properly supported with engineers. I'm not sure the TR Maxes from Woodman were being as equally supported. All the Maxes from Miller are still alive, and they've still got infantry being rezzed, and it looks like they still have ground control of the A capture point. This is really good work from Miller here. I mean, they're taking the base, but they're making a right kind of hard time of it. Woodman needs more numbers. It's that simple. It's 50-50. In fact, NC has slightly more. Plus, they have some air control. Woodman needs to call in more guys. If I was Woodman, I'd probably take the guys from Haid Skydock and just redeploy in, so, help out. Oh, look at this. Well, no, I take that back. Doesn't look like there's other forces yet. So immediately to the south, they could come in and help out. There's no point going for the downed biolab.
And those people from Haid could be driving Sunder into the south of Kessel's, allowing their guys to spawn from another angle to push into the point. You see that a lot.
Okay, so possibly a fresh push now coming in from the spawn room, coming in from the north. Oh, I like that harasser using an enforcer. I don't think he's going to live very long, but it's cute. Oh, the Terran forces are being bombarded. I'm surprised Woodman hasn't pulled in enough people to take this, especially from offensive fights. This Miller force that did the last second save is now doing a 4-minute long cap. Right, Woodman's coming in for what has to be their last push. Look at the Air Force coming in from Miller. Galaxy Bulldogs, Weavers, Rocket Pods, very shiny Liberator gunships. Lots of smoke from Woodman coming in. You can see them on the minimap because of TR. They are beginning to make their final push, but if it didn't work the first time with all those maxes, I don't know how this is going to make any difference. 20 seconds to go. Miller firmly entrenched. 13, 12. This doesn't look like it. There's just too much firepower on this narrow choke line, and Miller's coming in, just defending this one way. Woodman's coming in just from one direction. Oh, this is brutal, and they're holding on, and that's it. Miller takes Kessel's antiquated crossing back. So what was a late last second save is cost them a bit of time, but now they're just retaking the base. And I'm a little bit surprised that Woodman maybe didn't send more numbers, but maybe they're just... Look at this. 2 squads fighting at Haid Skydock. It's much easier for them to redeploy and go up to Kessel's and assist, even for a defense to push off the TR, because when the TR is pushed off, that's it, it's game over.
For a base that takes 7 minutes for the enemy, you could let them sit there for 3-4 minutes and then go back and take it.
Yeah, so we're going to go to Broken Veil now. So Broken Veil being held by... okay, so Woodman owns Broken Veil, and they are sending a huge max kind of infantry force around the back kind of pathway, going into underneath balcony. I mean, Miller has some forces here, but this is a lot of Woodman forces coming in. Check out this max. He's looking for the Sunder. He's like, hey, is there anything here? And they're learning from previous experiences. Right, so now, Woodman forces coming in from the ground floor. It's a lot of guys, especially the max support engineers. It's going to be very, very difficult for... No, I don't think Miller can hold on, because they've already pushed up the staircase and they're just mopping up now.
There's no quit in a TR, soldier.
It's a good save there by Woodman, saving one of their bases, but maybe not the one that mattered at the time. In the south,
I'm down at Global, and Miller is trying to hold this very exposed open cap point. The TR is pushing to it right now. Lots and lots of smoke, and the beautiful flank by Woodman there. They didn't. The Miller guys were all looking one way, and the Maxes came at him from behind.
Yeah, you see the capture point. Some reinforcements for Miller on the cap point, but no, it's just brutal. It's very exposed. It's much more friendly to the Terran Republic. They're looking at medium, longer range maxes. We have a look. We are about 34 minutes, a little over 34 minutes to go. If we have a quick look at the map, you can see that Miller's making small inroads into the territory control of Woodman. It's 55 to 44. That's probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 5 bases. So, I mean, Miller's in a pretty good spot. They could play the defensive game, but this redeployment, applying a lot of pressure. Oh look, they're back on Broken Veil. They've just gone straight back.
They're actually trying to re-secure Hunter's Blind right now. They're right at the door of Hunter's Blind. They haven't managed to make the push into the point. They have lots of Reavers helping them out.
Oh wow, yeah, seriously. With radar no less, giving good vision and sight. I love this little heavy assault, just firing in point blank into the max. Has that them got the capture point? Yeah, they've saved Hunter's blind. With it was about a minute to go. Oh, resonate on the TR. That's going to get picked off. Right, continuing on, we were to Broken Veil. So looks like if it first doesn't succeed, Miller decides just to come back and force, and it looks like wow, that is a lot of people. That is a lot of Miller on the capture point. They've got the roof, they've got far better control this time on the outside, and it's only got 60 seconds to go. And it looks like that Woodman is redeploying and moving from one defense to another defense and not waiting for the base to fully save. And because they can't afford to wait for the base to fully save because they need it elsewhere, Miller just comes back with even more numbers and takes the base. Because there's just so many people here. Right, here comes the Woodman force now, trying to take this back, but they're outnumbered. They're still outnumbered, almost 60 to 40.
We're about to lose this facility.
Guys are running around the debris. 13 seconds. They're not even inside. There's no maxes. There's no max support this time. And there's just so many Miller guys on the inside. Miller's going to take his base. Oh,
no,
lovely use of engineer turrets.
We've been so enamored with all these small bases, we didn't notice that they now have a connection. Miller has a connection to the amp station and have managed to get onto the point. That is, I believe, an old style amp station, so I think they must have shield broken inside.
Oh, let's go have a look. Hurricane amp station, yeah.
Actually, no. Oh, okay, they have one gen down and the other one is ticking.
Yoink. Yep, gate diffusing Sunderer. Bunch of guys, 2 gate diffusing Sunderers. Basically trying to apply what pressure they can. They've got the capture point. 6 minutes. 6 minutes is very difficult to take. This is an extremely hard base to take, and you have to question yourself, is this worth my time? Because it's a major facility, but let's be clear here. Territory percentage works on a number of territories, not on the mini hexes. So Hurricane Amp Station is worth exactly the same as, say, Gurney Dam, or as Hurricane Secure Storage, which we totally missed the Hurricane Secure Storage capture. And TR's trying to take Com Global again, I think. I think that's
I'm down here right now. That was just... looks like the point was just resecured by Miller down here. I missed that, but...
We're going to go back to Kessel's Antiquated because it looks like Woodman's trying to make a push. So as I was saying about major facilities, you can put in a lot of effort on a 7-minute base capture, which is extremely difficult. Or you can just take another one of these side bases, which is what's going on in the north. So, 30 seconds. Where's Miller? Oh my god, they fought so hard for this base. Darth Sebius. Who's Darth Sebius' outfit again? Rebel Rifles? That's what looks like is going on here on the Alpha capture point. 17 seconds. There's realistically just one guy. Look how few. There's so few Woodmen here, and they're going to get the base for free again. There's no Miller reinforcement. There's like one hero engineer trying his best. One infiltrator. The best thing he could do is stealth and run on the point, and it's too late. And Woodman gets the base for free. There's no Miller to be seen. Hate Skydock, they may be responding there. There's some... I'll have a look at construction site Epsilon. Actually, can you check out Epsilon for me, see if there's anything going on there? I'm going to go
Epsilon,
check out Lambda.
At Com Global Telegraph, it's a 50-50 fight. The TR just took the point back, but that is a back and forth right now. They haven't kicked each other out yet. And
right.
As soon as Miller can secure the couple of people running around at the cap point of Nason's Defiance, they will have secured the entire middle of the map, which is, of course, that allows them to breathe a little bit of sigh of relief. There's fewer ways that Woodman can come at them now.
Looks like it's very few Miller forces. In fact, they're outnumbered now. Let's see who is here. Stop moving so I can see. I don't recognize that name. This group of guys are not really holding the battle pace. They're trying to hold the kind of choke entry points. 2 minutes with no maxes. They've got plenty of tracer darts. They can see what's going on the outside, but they have no max support. And the problem is these guys on the outside, they're exposed. If they get picked off, they're not going to get rest. That's why their balcony idea is a little bit better, but... So the... Check this out. This is like a sitting, chilling, firing tracer darts all around. So yeah, as I was saying, the Woodman forces can bide their time. They've got 2 minutes just to surround, pick off, chip, find weak points in defense, as they're doing now, moving up the balcony. Or trying anyway. just need to pick off, and then once they pick off, then they'll move in. And if it was really short, like only 10-15 seconds, they would just totally charge in and crush this.
Construction site Epsilon is a small fight. It looks like there were very few Miller people, maybe some stock poke infiltrators I couldn't see. But down at Com Global Telegraph, that is under a minute now, and it seems like Miller has managed to get back to the point. I thought the TR was secured, but apparently not. Very, very back and forth here.
So Miller's lost their capture point at Lambda. Oh, check Com Global, because it's eking slowly, closer and closer to a base cap. But I would be very surprised if Woodman let it go. In the north, Kessel's antiquated run has been left alone. Chat Fusion Lab is actually flipping now. Although they do have more numbers to defend it, that'll be kind of interesting. We'll check that in a second.
Woodman is here, but they can't seem to hold the point long enough. I don't know if I can't find the Miller spawn. They might just be on spawn beacons, but...
Oh yes, they are on spawn beacons, and they're between the spawn rooms, the kind of rear teleport spawn room. They've got the capture point, 30 seconds to go. Woodman's going to have to run on the point. We're looking at the minimap. Miller might pull this off with 20 seconds to go. It is close. If I can see if I can't see some names. I think it's LCTH. Just queuing some names up. I probably should. Yes, I think it's LCTH. They need more people on the point. 7 seconds. They need to get everyone they can. All NC on the point because we're going to take this. There's TR on the point, but there's not enough. I think Miller's going to get this. Wow. That's impressive. There's no way they should have taken that base. I think Woodman probably would have had enough people to get on the point. Just run there, sense of urgency. Now Miller's got the hard point to spawn back in on. That was close. And they've already got themselves in this.
Originally, Woodman had been managing to resecure through the teleporter. They were pushing maxes around behind them, and I didn't see it, but Miller must have found a way to counter that and basically keep them in both their spawn and their teleporter, and keep them camped in both.
Well, they're beginning just to mop up and clean up because there's no reinforcements for the Woodman forces. Hade's Guide Up, we'll go check it out because it's still flaming on, but it looks like a Miller force is outpopped and saved Chak Fusion Lab. So that's that. Lambda is a contested fight, but we'll fly over there as we go north. So let me know if any other base is getting close to being flipped.
I'm looking at Shack Fusion. That does look cleaned up by Miller. The Woodman still has a spawn, but it's not going to last very long.
Yeah, and construction site Lambda isn't going to be done anything either because it's been saved by Woodman fairly convincingly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Epsilon Data Hub's been attacked again. So we're at Akan Data Hub. Miller has the point. Woodman's trying to get the point back. We have a look on the inside. It's a nice kind of engineered turret line, but some good anti-vehicle base. There's a lot of dead maxes. I was going to say there's a lot of... Oh, they're being counterflanked from behind. Okay, is this a Woodman base? Oh, sorry, this is an NC base. My apologies. So Miller owns this base, and... I can actually press the right buttons. So Miller's got the capture point back, and now they're using the air and then they're basically attacking from the spawn room to push off the last of the Woodman forces. I mean, there's some stragglers here, there, and everywhere. I'm trying to figure out. There we go. I think that's their spawn to the south, which has been detected and is now being picked apart by Miller's Air Force.
There's no quit in a TR, soldier.
Some anti-air use, but the thing is, the game's over, so they really should just redeploy and go somewhere else, be more effective. Hate Skydock's been
Woodman
fine.
is attempting to grab Gurney Dam. They have 2 squads in here. They're already setting up maxes and engineer turrets on the point. Looks like they're trying to dig in for the long haul.
I mean, this is an interesting tactic I was thinking. So they've got 2 squads trying to take Broken Vale Garrison as well. So we'll look at the dam one, but I was thinking, see in this instance, you can see there's like, 24 to 40 or 25 to 48, so you know it's a lot of people, so you send a lot of people. But what if you only have a couple of people, but you have a lot of people on demand, like beacon in on the 2-minute marker? So, I'm thinking as an alternative tactic to game the system. You know what's going on. If I was a force commander, I see, right, there's 12 people there, so you only send 1 to 2 squads, right? Then it gets to that 2-minute marker, and then that fight happens. But at that moment, you instantly call in reinforcements as the attacker, and it's actually a full platoon. And then that way, you know, then the other guy has to react even quicker to, you know, get more reinforcements to try and defend the point. You know, it's trying to like kind of game the sort of redeployment system, because at the moment the attackers show their hand by basically revealing, this is how many people I am attacking with, can you stop me?
Right.
It looks like the first attempt is coming from the sub-bridge. We have some maxes incoming with some support, although they are kind of charging in by themselves without getting support. It's another Dig T group. With 80 seconds to go, Miller's leading this quite long. Alright, Galaxy dropping the roof, throwing C4 down. Oh, that's a lovely C4 and explosives, picking off all of the TR that were defending on the balcony. Well, Resonators are going to pick up some of the stragglers. They've got 70 seconds, but they've got a lot of people on the top. Some AV grenades, I think, maybe some conch grenades, maybe some friendly fire going on here, but it looks like that good explosive line now. You've got it's a very close fire like flying going on between the NC and the TR. Inside the base, look at the minimap, counter push from big staircase, maxes and everything coming up, big stairs. They're just going to crush them. They've got max forces. It doesn't look like the TR from Woodman has any maxes, and they're just going to get mopped up. Although they still have the capture point, so wow, if this was any later, they need infantry on the point. I'm surprised Woodman is hanging in here. There's no infantry backing up these maxes. They haven't wiped everyone off. Holy hell, where's the infantry for Miller? Yeah, okay, another push coming in from double doors from Banana. Finally, Miller gets to the capture point. The second wave did it. The first wave should have been enough from the flank from the behind, but that was close. So Miller saves Gurney Dam, but I mean, we're just. Woodman, props to them. They did really well there. Wow, and they've lost Hurricane Secure Storage. I don't think I can get there in time.
This is actually 2 Stalker Cloak infiltrators, and it was 3 of them. The Galaxy managed to kill one of them. I'm trying to see if they got the point back. Oh, that was so close.
Oh, they're flipping
there was an entire Galaxy of NC. They killed the 2 Stalker Cloak infiltrators and thought they were done.
Wow, dude, it's still going back and forth. This point, it's only 1 second to go in the base. There's TR, there's NC. It's still going on. Oh, there we go. Resonates from both teams, though. It's still going on, but ammo's going to be an issue. Going reloading. Oh, NC's got himself a max in the corner. He's just playing. Oh, nice mine or claymore, whatnot. Gets rid of the max, but it looks like the TR force will be wiped out. So that was a very, very last second clutch save by Miller.
Whoever that Woodman Stalker Cloak was, who was basically hiding outside the point, that was a brilliant. You almost got that base with an entire galaxy of people waiting around.
And it looks like Woodman wants to have another go. I mean, they are sending kind of a mixed squad, and the Galaxy coming in. They know they're close. I think this is possibly reinforcements coming in from... No, the Galaxy's pulling out. And this looks like stragglers from infantry. This would be a poor show if Miller lost this.
Broken Veil is also looks like it's being almost capped. Oh, okay, Miller is here doing a gal drop on the point, so this probably is going to get saved. Awfully close, cutting it really, really close. Oh, there's a really good point hold going on from Woodman at Broken Veil.
I mean, but yep, 3 seconds to go, 2 seconds to go. Oh, look at this infiltrate the point. The heavy assault's on the point. The point is flipping. Explosives everywhere. Who's got more people? Wow. There's not enough for TR. That was close.
Woodman, unfortunately, just losing by milliseconds, absolute milliseconds on 2 cap points here.
I mean, the thing is, it did happen to them earlier as well, so maybe they're getting better. So, Hurricane Storage being reinforced by both teams. Gurney Dam, however, has been reinforced by Woodman. So Woodman's on definitely on the offensive at the moment. So they came back in. So they must have had that same team, mega reinforcement from the east, and they've got the capture point. Doesn't look like there's anywhere near enough. It's KOTV. Doesn't look like there's anywhere near enough Miller to come and stop this, especially on the time that's permitted. I bet those defending forces left Gurney Dam almost immediately, and then to what you can see the Sunder, so they just reapplied and ran back in and took the point. 2-minute base flip, easy. Question on Twitch chat, who's winning? Well, you know, we do have a little graphic on the top left, guys, showing percentages of the continents. So right now Miller is 57% and Woodman is 42%. That means Miller is winning.
Woodman came back again into this point.
Oh my god. check that number of people in the minimap. It's too late, but they could just decide to push in and hold it for 4 minutes. The thing is, they need to kill off this very large Woodman. Big T's here, and don't get me wrong, they can totally do it. They've got enough engineers and medics, they can totally resupply themselves and get in here. They are pushing up big staircase. I wonder, has Woodman left? No, that's a lot of NC. Miller, I don't know why they couldn't get here quicker. Maybe it's just the ability to redeploy was lacking, but... And they've got the point. Or will do very, very shortly now. What happens next? Woodman knows what's here. They know there's a large force. Is Miller going to pull off another 4-minute kind of base defense? Hunter's blind is being saved. We see that. Alright, so here's the catch. Does Miller stay at Gurney Dam and go for the Gurney Dam cap, or do they go to Com Global Telegraph? Because there's 12:24 on Com Global Telegraph at the moment. And they were trying to get Rush Wash, but that's not happening
I just
anymore.
showed up here. No, it looks like that was a small group, and they just got knocked off of here. It's actually, I see a harasser, 1 or 2 harassers running around. So
I'm going to watch the Gurney Dam if you want to go up and watch. Tell me what's going on at Com Global Telegraph.
okay.
There's inside the Tetris building. They've got some guys in Banana. And if I get a better camera angle, Woodman's using very liberal amount of smoke to try and give themselves cover as they come across the bridges. We check the minimap out, not high numbers. It's definitely not enough people from Woodman at the moment. Where's that attacking force from Woodman from earlier? Check the skies. It doesn't really look like there's the Galaxy Deep Archeo. No, it's kind of a mix bag in the Air Force at the moment.
There is a nice little hold going on at Com Global. They have 2 galaxies that they're trying to hold off the Miller. Miller are doing the same thing to them. They're trying to run around from both
It's a
spawn
lovely
and
little kind of
teleport.
mini 3v3 fight going on, drawing more and more people into the air fight going on above Gurney Dam. I think Miller's... Yeah, it looks like Miller's Air Force is cleaning up. It's not a forlorn conclusion, but it... Check the minimap. Well, maybe not. It's hard to see. I can't see the NC though. They're probably running stealth on their ESFs. Sorry about that. I'm just looking at the air fight while we have a look at the ground. Okay, so Miller still holding the capture point. Quite a lot of numbers. Barely any infantry forces or on the ground forces from Woodman, and they've got themselves 90 seconds to go. Air control still being contested by both factions. No one really getting enough control to make it count and then attack the ground.
Woodman is making a push for Hunter's Blind. They have 1 minute. They're holding the point, and I see it looks like Miller is above them right now. Don't look like they have enough people to push down onto that point quite yet.
Yep, see it? Oh, that's a lot of maxes. I mean, look at the minimap. That's got to be at least 8 maxes on the capture point, and they're holding the long walkway. 35 seconds to go. So this, we see where the Woodman forces are. Basically, they're almost base trading at the moment. Com Global Telegraph is going to be saved.
Oh, here comes Miller. Lots of maxes. Hunter's Blind has lots of maxes heading to the point right now.
Got them on their heels.
Because Miller has a lot of forces at Com Global. They really should be moving. Oh, good MP grenades. They are moving to the point. They've got themselves 17 seconds. They need to keep moving. Do not stop.
They lost most of those maxes on the push.
They just need to kill off the infantry. That's all they need to do. They need to get inside and kill off the infantry. Check this guy out. Check this little medic out. This guy's a hero, but he's not killing off enough TR. The point is flipping. It looks like they've killed off all the infantry, and they're just running on the point and flipping the point. There's only Terran Maxes. The Terran Maxes can't flip the point. Now comes in the Terran infantry helping clean up. Oh, this is close, man. It's very, very tense. But you have to think that reinforcements, because it's owned by an NC, it's an NC base, so they should, in theory, be able to come back in. But I'm seeing Terran reinforcements more than anything else coming to the point. But no, okay. So Miller gets in and sets up defense.
Miller lost 5 maxes before they ever got to the door. I'm shocked that they managed to push in. I mean, they lost the entire brunt of their push when they were moving.
There's still reinforcements for Woodman coming in. You know, Miller can't leave. They got to stay on their toes here. Yep, fresh push coming in from the north. That's got to be at least 2 squads worth of TR infantry coming in from the north, pushing along. They want to go along the north walkway, I think. No, they're pushing both lanes, but the NC's counter pushing on the southern lane. That's very dangerous as a max because you're going to get attacked from the top. There's no resistance for the north to stop the Woodman's TR coming along on the northern walkway. Oh, that's a lovely grenade door that killed all of those TR infantry. One resident, however, we all
There's under 2 minutes on Hate Skydock with 2 platoons fighting each other here, and we're actually seeing what the lack of a biolab shield means for the 4 people stuck inside. There is so much air bombarding through the lattice work. It's really kind of terrifying.
Huge numbers of Woodmen coming in. If I check the population control, 70 to 30% at Woodman. Woodman is mega out-popping Miller, and they're going to probably get this capture point back. I don't see how Miller can hold on. This is an absolute desperate hold for the capture point, and this is going to flip, and that's now going to be a 2-minute base capture, not a 4-minute base capture, because Woodman couldn't fully save the base. So, you know, Woodman is really making the push here, and I should say we've got 12 minutes to go, so Woodman has a lot of work to do. Massive number from Miller at construction site Lambda. I think Miller realizes that, look, you know, we'll mega attack one base if you're going to mega attack another base, and we'll just base trade all day long because we're in the lead. Right.
And they did finally resecure Hate Skydock. It greatly helped by their air force, which just absolutely pummeled some poor people in what they thought was a safe biolab.
Sure. Well, at construction site Lambda, we're 2 minutes and 30 to go. At Hunter's Blind, it looks like we'll come back to Lambda because
Miller captured Epsilon, and I didn't see how many people were there. I just saw
this is a very important point. Hunter's Blind, 60 seconds, right? We're going to go there in a second. Construction site Lambda, 2 minutes 20. Hypothetically, if Miller loses this base and Woodman takes it in 50 seconds, everyone redeploys instantly and goes to the Lambda construction site. And then they have 60 seconds to make a save. Wow, check the numbers on the minimap. Miller is coming in with a huge force to the northeast.
On all call, 10 minutes left. 10 minutes left in the match. 10 minutes left.
Well, that is the ref's clock. So.
I'm running the clock. It's my call. Wow, and that's massive. That is a lot of Miller maxes. It's just huge incoming there. And the fact is, they're still taking... Oh, no, they've lost. Right, so they were going to take construction site Lambda. In fact, they might still be doing it. This Miller force, hypothetically, they might be able to take this... Oh, no, they're losing the point. So that is a huge number of Terran maxes, you know, from Woodman coming and taking the point. So they're both trying to take each other's base, and then it's like a game of flinch. Who flinches first and then redeploys and saves their base? You want to grab Odin and just drag him up here? Because he's on his own little channel.
Yeah, hold on 1 second. I was just texting.
We can see that Miller's Air Force decided to bomb. Just letting you know, we are 10 minutes to go in 3, 2, 10 minutes.
He wants to sync your clocks. I thought he was 3 minutes off.
Well, I'm using a game clock, Odin, and it's on stream, so that's why I'm saying should go off what's on my stream. Started to 2 hour clock as soon as the thing started. So Miller does have a Sunder. On the back end of Lambda, although it's going to be blown up, it doesn't really look like there's that very many infantry forces either, and it looks like they're totally safe under blind. Oh, they're taking construction site Sigma, however, although there's a large reinforcement from Miller.
And now they're taking Wainwright Armory as well. Large force of Miller there. They just seem to have busted straight through the middle of Woodman at this point.
Feels like we're always just a little bit too late to the fights. Wow, check this again. It's just sort of... There we go. So, okay, so Woodman is really kind of frantically kind of going around, you know, putting out fires. Whispering passes 60 seconds. There's nobody there. Wow, there's nobody here. This is like an infiltrator cap. Check this out. This is an infiltrator cap. Okay. I am somewhat impressed. Alright, here we go. Straggler number 1. He needs to stop this guy. 30 seconds. There's an infiltrator for Miller in this room somewhere, right? I think it's realistically only one. Alright, number 2, number 3, number 4. 20 seconds. There's enough time to run from the spawn to the point. This infiltrator needs to kill this guy. Is he defending the point? No. Oh, he's on the point though. 15 seconds. It could be 2 infiltrators. It's 2 infiltrators. They might... Oh no, he didn't kill the kill. And even then, he would have to kill the heavy assault. And then these extra guys would have saved it. Although he is pulling... I mean, look at this. Not overreaction, but look at the number of guys that this one infiltrator managed to kind of pull away from other fights. So in terms of like...
Would you go ahead and give a countdown to your 7 minutes for Odin so he can sync with you?
Sure. It's 50 seconds from now. I'll give you a call. I'll let you know when it's 7 minutes to go. Hunter's Blind. Sorry, it's going to be saved. Hurricane Secure Storage is being flipped. Any other bases other than Secure Storage? Oh, they're going to get it for free. There's barely anyone here. Like 3 minutes uncontested. There's such a small force. Where's the Miller defensive guys? I think it's some KOTV guys. There's no Miller at Hurricane Secure Storage. And they've lost the Wainwright Armory cap. That was very, very close.
That was. I was actually sitting here. It was a very near thing.
It looks like they're trying to save Hunter's Blind. They're trying to take construction site Sigma again. And for that, they're going to sacrifice Hurricane Secure Storage. Oh crap. It's 6 minutes and I'll tell you 6 minutes 50. 6 minutes 53, 52, 51, 50. Does that help at all, or do you want me to give you the 6 minute marker?
Or 6:30, one or the other.
Alright, I'll give you 6:30. And there's no Miller gear here, guys. Hurricane Secure Storage. Oh, now some guys are coming in way too late. Woodman gets a free base. 6:30. Going to construction site Sigma
And,
now.
yep, Sigma seems to still be ticking.
Okay, so there's a lot of Woodman forces trying to kind of surrounding around, but there's so many Miller on the inside. Woodman trying to come in from the northern point, but that's a narrow chokeway. We have 60 seconds. Woodman's got plenty of time to redeploy and make a save if they feel. And I think they need to because, I'll tell you what, numbers are 50-50, so it's just that Miller's concentrated on one location. Woodman's trying to come to this one little choke door to the north. They realistically should be coming in from multiple locations, but they're not. We've got a couple of maxes on the point, but I don't see any infantry, and they get flank fire from all directions. No engineer support for those maxes. No wonder they died. Miller's doing a great job of kind of watching all the kind of entry points, just making sure everyone's back's covered. 19 seconds. It looks like Miller might get the space. They're certainly doing it the hard way rather than Woodman getting it for free, but it's working. And on the minimap, I don't see any Woodman. In fact, Woodman's overpopping them now. Where are they? And Miller smartly falling back to the capture point for the counter pressure, push from TR, and they get the base.
Sigma, yeah.
Kind of a last try attempt.
Can you give us 5 hits on the nose so that
It's already it's 4 minutes and 45 now.
Okay. Odin, could you please make the call?
I'll tell you when it's 4 minutes 30 in 5 seconds. Do you want me to make the call? Well, Wainwright Armory's got reinforcements for Miller. You guys need to talk amongst yourselves, figure this out, otherwise I'll do it.
We need somebody to tell us on the minute when the thing happens, or we can't make the call. We can't say 30 seconds late that the call was 4 minutes.
Alright, so like it's gonna be 4 minutes in 4, 3, 2, 1. That's 4 minutes. A little bit too fast. Right, so we're at Wainwright Armory. Miller's got themselves. It's a nice little kind of Alamo defense going on at the capture point. They've got to defend for 2.5 minutes. Wow, this is going to be tough. Oh, I like the fact they've got some Sunders for extra fire support, and they probably can spawn into the Sunders as well with the Engineer. It's a nice little defense, kind of holding all the entry points. If you're Woodman, you're going to have to come all the way around.
This is Odin's Pride on all call. 3 minutes 30. 3 minutes 30 left in the match.
So, as far as the capture point is concerned, looks like Air Force is slightly contested, although, to be fair, I think it doesn't look like Woodman's Air Force can actually affect the ground just yet, although they are kind of committing some a lot of kind of reavers and whatnot, sorry, mosquitoes, but I wonder if these are anti-air mosquitoes rather.
Epsilon has an absolutely insane air battle going on over it, if that's what you're talking about.
I'm watching Wainwright at the moment. There's a lot of galaxies being picked on by mosquitoes. Oh, but Miller's Air Force is coming. So while this entire raging Air Force preventing either Air Force from affecting the ground, on the ground, Miller is still on the capture point. They still have at least one Sunder, yes, one Sunder, with 90 seconds to go on this base cap. Looks like the rear Sunders have been killed off from Miller. Woodman is setting up their own rear Sunders. It's entirely possible that Miller's going to get flanked from behind. They are desperately holding on. It's big pressure from Woodman coming in from the spawn room. Sunders are just a giant block. Double Bulldog Sunder. Oh, wow, that is going to be a lot of splash damage. You can see the amount of punishment it's laying out. Once he's got himself engineer support, right? Light assault on the roof. Is he going to get it? Some damage, but full blockade armor. Oh, there we go. Big explosion. 50 seconds to go. It's probably too much to ask for the Miller forces, given what they've got. Especially now they're getting flanked from behind by Sunders. And I think that's KOTV from Woodman that's making the push. Yep, and they are on the point. Anything that can be taken in the last minute. Let's have a look.
Gurney Dam is ticking. Nobody's resecuring it at the moment.
Oh, Kessel's antiquated crossing, hypothetically.
Please do an all call for 1 minute, Farah.
Yeah. That's it, done it. I assume you heard it.
Yes.
So Woodman is this base isn't actually going to technically count because it's going to be 55 seconds for the base and 46 seconds for the alert, or for the for the game. So it looks like the map is beginning to stabilize out, and I do believe we have ourselves a Miller victory. Whew, that was intense, going back and forth. Wait for the thing to call out.
Odin?
20 seconds.
Got them on their heels.
Doesn't look like Woodman, Miller even wants to come in and save Kessel. They know they're winning. They've probably figured out by looking at the territory. It's 41 to 58. 4, 3, 2, 1.
That is it. That is it. Thank you both to Woodman and Miller for participating in the Hossin Smash. Congratulations to Miller and well fought to Woodman. Great job. Final score 58-41.
Done. Do you want to go grab the reps? We'll just chill out for a moment and we'll just...
Reps and force leads.
Reps and force leads, and we'll have a little post-game interview. Whew, that was intense, Redwood.
That was, I mean, it seems like near the end, Woodman just couldn't use the same tactics that were working so well for them in the first 20 minutes. They seemed to, in the beginning, be able to really push multiple places and had Miller really on a back foot trying to send too many people to one place and resecure it. And eventually Miller adapted to that. They started spreading their forces out. They started attacking multiple places. And it just seems like the slow attrition of that, Miller managed to just very slowly push those bases and get it. And by about the last 10 minutes, there was nothing Woodman could do anymore. They had to defend far too many places to spread their forces in a way that would allow them to take those bases.
Guys, don't forget to let SOE know if you found any bugs and let them know how it went. Thank you.
I'm curious, as soon as we get our reps in here, what they thought, how it went, all that kind of stuff. Because this is the first time we've had a game on this Hossin map. It kind of feel like there were so many lanes that people were neglecting some lanes and focusing on others, and we didn't have like a continuous like even fight, 2 squads on every single base. It's like jumping back and forth and whatnot. And I wonder if this is the sign of things to come in our 2 murder smashes, which are coming up on August the 2nd and the 3rd. Because we will be playing this game format with these kind of same rules, kind of same production stuff. Right. Odin and Redland, where are our reps and guys?
I'm looking for... Can you make an all call, Odin? Just ask for the force commands and rep to come up.
We would love to have the force commanders and server representatives come and join us in the channel to do a post-game. Thank you.
Hey,
Hey, Justice here.
can someone remove my PL and SL so I don't get chatter on my comms? And can you drag more
take
Fielder
that.
in here?
I just drug him in.
Thank you.
We have Satriani now.
Hello.
And Darth.
Hello. Afrilo, before we do the interview or whatever, Galaxy Wrestling over Akan Biolab, my guys are prepared.
Really now.
All right, guys. That was quite a fight. I just want to know what were your thoughts on playing on Hossin for a ServerSmash? I'll ask the reps first. Justicia, what were your thoughts of doing this?
I think it went great, actually. I think the map was fairly balanced. It really depended on who could redeploy, but with these many lanes, there's not really a funneling of fights. So fights broke out everywhere, and we had to constantly react to what the enemy was doing. So I think it was very, very reactive, responsive, and a new map. It's awesome.
And Satriani, we didn't hear from you in the beginning, but what do you feel the playing in this map was like for the Woodman guys?
Unfortunately, I have spent the 2 hours sitting on Esimir.
Oh, I'm sorry. You were the representative. Doing
I
it. I'm
was,
sorry.
yeah, I was representative.
Anga then.
Like you said, we fought. There were lots of fights all over, and although the other maps tend to get massive, like 1 or 2 lanes, but on this map you got everyone going all over the place, and it's really quite a task keeping track where everyone was, and redeploying was key. But it's challenging, definitely a lot more challenging than Esmer, we felt.
Well, let me ask the force commanders who are actually doing that. Do we have both force commanders in here? Yes, we do.
Yes.
So, Gavrilo, what do you feel the challenges were from Woodman's standpoint of force commanding on this map?
Well, congrats to the Miller guys first for winning the ServerSmash. It was an excellent fight, guys. Seriously, you are tough opponents, and I'm glad that we're gonna merge with you. So we needed to react a lot. We tried to get the upper hand. We were going back and forth. But at the end, they resecured at last second some points. So, good job, guys. Good job. That's all I can say. It was, hard to give hard spawns and also for the Galaxy flying because of the level of the ceiling. but everything went good.
And Morfielder, what are your thoughts on force commanding on Hossin?
Well, Hossin is definitely a great area for ServerSmash, but yeah, it's really tough because there are so many connections. I had 7 platoons all over the map. Luckily, I had a really great infiltrator squad taking care of lone guy caps without me interfering. Shout out to them. So yeah, it's a big amount of connections, really makes it a huge challenge.
It was a very good game.
We did see some of those infiltrators. It was very impressive. I'm got a question. When we were watching the stream, we did a couple. I noticed maybe 1 or 2 things, and this might not be indicative, but we found that when the respawns were recalls were happening, redeploys, Woodman would usually 50-50 redeploy with the right enough people and save the base. They didn't fail to just make it to a base and save it. Whereas there were some instances, especially I think it was Antiquated Kessels in the north, where there was only a very light Woodman force, but Miller just took so long to come back that they only really attacked on the 3-minute 30-second marker. And then it's like this super close, but like 2 seconds away from the point. And then Miller said, right, we'll just stay here then and just take the base back. And you did it, but it was such a hardcore way of taking the base.
Can I just jump in there for one? Basically, my platoon was in the north for the majority of that match. We were balancing between Hade, Skydock, and Kessel's Antiquated Crossing. So yeah, it was kind of, where do we put our forces to maximize? Because we wanted to keep the pressure on Hade, Skydock, obviously. It's such a key base. That sending people up to Kessel's Antiquated Crossing, it was a case of we couldn't pull them from Hade, Skydock to just get that cap. So yeah, it was tricky, man. The Miller guys redeployed, and they were very effective at that.
How did you guys feel the resource system affected this match? You're the first people to play on it. I know the devs are very interested to hear how the new resource system works.
I didn't notice it that much.
It was probably more
So a
painful
lot of
for the air, to
maxes.
be honest.
Well, I was in the air for Miller, and with membership and resource boosts, you can indefinitely pull air. It's no problem. You have 3 minutes of respawn time to get a new aircraft, so it's no time at all.
I'm sure
Because the resource is on the
warp.
warp gates. This is probably not a final version, but because the resource is on the warp gate, you can't take a territory this is a lot of nanites. The only way to cut off a person is to go straight up to the warp gate and cut off their warp gate. And even then, because the resource is on the warp gate, you probably still get your resources. So you can't play that kind of strategic metagame.
So
is that even put in the game yet?
Well,
Because
if you
I
look
didn't
at the
notice
map,
it at all.
if you look at the map and hover over resources, I think it's only 1 resource now. It's no longer 3 resources, it's just the 1. But the fact is, you get the resource from the warp gate. So even warp gating someone to try and cut them off doesn't matter because you'll still get your 60 resources from the warp gate. So I think it's a kind of work in progress.
It's the first work in progress build, and as I said, I know that the devs were very interested to hear our feedback on how things were. Did you ever feel like you were starved? Did you feel like if you threw too many grenades, you wouldn't be able to pull a max? Did you feel like if you pulled that group of air and lost it, that you were now hurting for pulling another group of air, or was it pretty much just unlimited?
I think,
That was good.
yeah, I think because I was playing heavy for most of that,
Yeah.
and because I was a platoon, I was kind of set back slightly.
I had to light us up with grenade bandolier, and I felt no pain, and I threw
Yeah.
a lot of grenades.
We
I
saw
can
lots
imagine-
of grenades.
I can imagine medics maybe feeling it with the res grenades a bit more than say the heavies, but yeah, I think it depends.
Res
on
grenades weren't as bad either. I mean, we had a large amount of medics running, and I never heard anyone say, I'm out! I need resources. I heard none of that. So, I mean, I had no real issue with it, and I spammed the hell out of grenades.
Now, you guys mentioned we mentioned the quick resecure. Both of you seem to do that. That seemed to be a tactic that both of you worked on. Was that something you talked to your platoons about being able to redeploy on the drop of a hat and make that final resecure on a base in the last 30 seconds?
There are actually platoons on Woodman that live to redeploy, and KOTV is one that we redeploy a lot. We're just trained to push redeploy, and we're actually quite good at that. If we need to redeploy, then we can redeploy. I mean, it's just something that's ingrained in us.
Yeah, I think with the way the game is designed at the moment, redeploying is
The only way to play.
yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Isn't that the next thing that Higby's working on? The redeployment system, or how it's all working?
Oh, let him
Higby's on
please
the
do
thing.
something about it.
Yeah, it kind of negates some of the obviously galaxies. I mean, galaxies are good for spawn points, maybe, but they're predominantly used as battle gals at the moment.
Yeah, speaking of air, I mean, it seemed like there was never a decisive battle in the air, which is something we're used to in ServerSmash. We're used to seeing one side pulls air and decisively wins the air, and then the other basically is kept out of it for a long time. Is it just that there was so much space? Is the draw distance? I mean, you both seem to be able to keep air forces up without really having that decisive air death ball kind of battle.
I don't know. It didn't seem like that from Miller's side. From Miller's side, it seemed more like we had, let's say, constant dominance, but then they pulled intermittently a big air squad of like 24 guys or so that we had to take care of, but we took care of it all the time, and we never went down with our air. We never once had a loss of air dominance, I think.
There's a question on Twitch from Stoneshank asking, what happened mid-game? What caused Woodman to lose tempo and lose the bases in a row? Because you guys were doing really well. You were up like 51, 52% on territory control. And then it just seemed to be like slowly you had the momentum, then it was stalemate, and then Miller just seemed to be kind of attacking you in lots of fronts. Is there any reason why you think it went backwards?
No, there was a reason because at some point we had a few disconnection and technical issues. At some point we lost on one of our platoons all squad leaders and backup squad leaders. So that
didn't help.
Damage.
We had
didn't
multiple
help.
disconnects
Yeah.
at key points. We lost multiple people in my squad as well. One was an infiltrator that was capping a point, and he disconnected right before he capped it.
Overall feedback out of
sucked.
command, that was incoming in the command channel, is that basically halfway through the match, we lost about 48 to 52 people. It's just a couple minutes, like a minute or two, but like if you're defending or attacking, like as you guys saw, it's such a crucial amount of people that you're
Feels like
missing.
forever.
Miller, guys,
Pretty sure Miller has
run
the same problems. I didn't hear a lot since I wasn't in the squads themselves. But yeah, I know there were quite a few disconnects, crashes, everything, so I think it was fairly even on that side. Yep, pressing the
Same
map
with the
screen crashed the game and things
alt
like
tabbing,
that.
Yeah, this was
And-
just a good crash on a good moment for like for you guys to capitalize on. Because
What I can say about the mid-game, basically my plan was to let them push, especially the areas in the south, which we weren't really concerned with, until we had a few key bases secured. Nathan's Defiance, Gurney Dam, Aiken Biolab, and Hate Skydock, basically. And once we had those bases, we fully committed to attacking all over the place. And that was, I think, where the game turned around.
From the Force Commander's perspective, was there anywhere that you were willing to say from your side, you know what, let them have that. I'm not worried. I'm not worried if they push, take those bases because I know I can get them back or I know I can hold them somewhere. Is there some place that you could look at this map and say, I'm not really worried about it, I can come back there? Or were you constantly under pressure? Did you constantly say, oh no, they're pushing everywhere, I need to go deal with that?
I think it was pretty clear in the beginning that Woodman did not care about Aiken Biolab. We did not stop them from taking it in the very beginning of the match.
And that's a huge departure from most of the other maps we play, where the Biolab is always something you have to take to either hold or push. And here, you can kind of just say, whatever, we don't want to fight our Biolab today.
we also found that the north was relatively easy to hold when just juggling around squads. So then you can focus on the center and on the south of the map.
I can definitely say Aiken Biolab and Nathan's Defiance are the big strategic points. If you have those two bases, you basically have the whole middle of the map and can move anywhere. So I think it was a mistake by Woodman to not go for Aiken Biolab. It was a gamble with Nathan's Defiance where they really committed hard at the start. And I think I had to get 8 squads or so to resecure or to secure it. But yeah, I think it was definitely a mistake to not get those two key bases.
Oh, hold on, Marfielder. We'll have to fight them in 2 weeks again.
I'm sure
We'll talk about it, yeah,
they'll be happy for you to tell them what you thought they did
Yeah.
wrong.
I guess
But
I
then-
could say I'm sure both teams have learnt a lot, and you'll be ready for the merger smash on the 3rd of August. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We
Right,
learned.
awesome,
We learned.
guys.
It was a good match.
Well, thanks very much, guys, for turning on up today and playing with us and putting on an awesome show. So, props to Miller, I guess, and Woodman, better luck. Well, I'm biased because I'm from Miller, so hopefully you lose again. But you know what I mean.
You would never know from Twitch chat. Never know
Well,
it at all
for
from
us
Twitch
being
chat.
the little Woodman server that we are, I think we put up a pretty damn good fight.
Oh, it was very, very good.
And we had a lot of dropouts last minute, so we made shit into magic. Pardon my
I
language,
was-
but that's exactly what it was.
I was very impressed with some of the holds you did, and especially at the north of Hurricane Amp Station. I don't know who those infiltrators were on that point, but when the entire galaxy of guys capped the point, got back in their galaxy, went to fly away, and somebody was still alive and almost captured that base.
Was that later on in the match?
I think
it was later on in the match.
Yeah, that would have been S12. I'd like to
Yeah.
shout out to them.
Yeah,
They're
definitely
We have some sneaky infiltrators.
Definite props to them. I really wanted you guys to cap that base just so that those poor guys in the galaxy would be like, wait, what just happened? We killed everybody.
Right.
Full of surprises.
Well, thanks very much, guys. We'll head off there. So thanks for the interview, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Yes.
Yeah.
See ya.
Cheers, Miller.
Good
See
game.
you all, and well played, Woodman.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes,
Say
very
no.
well played.
Right. Well, that was awesome, guys. Off to TeamSpeak. Thank you very much for turning up. This was another broadcast by Anycast of ServerSmash, Woodman versus Miller. The final score, if you're just turning in, where have you been? And Woodman had 41%, and Miller had 58% of the map. It was a very close game till halfway, and then it slowly kind of edged away. So it was very, very impressive. For some important stuff, coming up next, we have some EU merger smashes. Saturday the 2nd of August and Sunday the 3rd of August. Cobalt versus Ceres and Miller versus Woodman. Both games will be on Hossin using the same game and format that we've done today because it worked quite well. This is why we're doing today's game, because it was a test. This game was well planned way before the next merger smashes, and when it was said it was Miller Woodman, we figured we'd still do it just to test everything out. The referee system, the clock system, the point, the overlay, the tickers. There's a whole bunch of things we wanted to try out, which is kind of why we're doing it. With that in mind, we do have some time frames down. These are provisional times. They may be subject to change, but they're fairly set. They're the ones we want to do. Do please check our ServerSmash Reddit. But basically, we want to use these times in future game modes. So, like, we want to kind of lock these in. So, like, Saturdays, these are the time frames that we'll have. The 1 p.m. PDT or 12 a.m. Moscow time. I think that's correct. 9 o'clock UK. And on Sundays, don't worry, Connery, we're not going to make you play Sundays. We should have it's basically 2 hours less. Yes, just so it's more friendlier, because it's a Sunday. We can't obviously let you guys stay around too late. And the goal in the very far future is basically we've done this. We've got 2 murder smashes coming up. After that, we might do 1 or 2 test matches. We have a new Esamir that we'd like to try. We have a new Amrish lane that we want to try. And if they work, then we'll have 3 maps, and then after that, we're looking kind of distant to the future, end of the year, running Season 1 of ServerSmash, because we'll have 4 servers that can field 240. Speaking of numbers, 240 seems to be the golden number. I know Emerald keeps saying, well, we can pull 500, and you probably could, but I don't think the maps can support that, because even on Hossin with all these lanes, 7-8 lanes, if you go 336, that's 7 platoons. That's 1 platoon per lane. And the whole reason we played Hossin with the multi-lanes is to spread you out, because you don't have that performance lag issue. So we'll see whether or not we want to go any larger, but right now 240 seems like a nice sweet spot. So stay tuned. We've got Merger Smashes, we might have some future test games, and then we might even have a Season 1 later this year. So that's just stuff for you guys to look forward to. Right. Well, thanks very much for watching, guys. We're going to head off. And we'll see you on the 2nd of August. Right, take care.